a great sign of relief when you look into the stands and see various individuals and groups cheering and enjoying great football across the various league centers week in and week out of the Ghana Premier League. Surprisingly, you get to see women and children actively involved. So we bring you a replica as we try an all-ladies affair today to get in-depth into two great footballers who at a point in time saw the need to go back to their roots and be of help to their various clubs in diverse ways. We have a surprise up our sleeves. It's packed today on The Beautiful Game with me, Abigail Sena Susu. We are always poised to bring you the best when it comes to the Ghana Premier League. So don't be left out. Go to our Facebook page and like it. It is The Beautiful Game TBG, and also log on to our YouTube channel. It is the Ghana League TV. As a blessed child growing up in the mining city of Takwa, a small village called Dumpim, he had the blessing of his father when he decided to play football, left Takwa to Accra, and then saw the need to go back and help. Then struggling, Medeama SC qualified them to the Ghana Premier League. He gave us the first hat-trick of the season and has since been improving, especially in the second round. Hans Coffie is our guest on the show today.
I'm Hans Coffie. I'm attacking midfielder, and I play for Ashanti Gold. You see, it's something that I wanted to do from my childhood, and my father too supported me from my childhood. So football is like something that I really want to do. I want to play football. I started from Takwa, a small town from Takwa called Dumpim. That's where I started. Manchester United as a second division. I didn't get a chance to play coach because of education. My father was strict and I wanted to play football. So I started from Manchester United, second division. From there I moved on to Accra, came and played King Solomon, first division. And I left back. I went back to Takwa again. I didn't play any club for about 6 months. Then I came back to Takwa to play Metro Stars. So Metro Stars was the place that I had the opportunity to meet coaches who wanted to help. So I took it seriously from there. And from Metro Stars, I had the opportunity to start my Premier League from Heart of Lions. Started from Heart of Lions. I played there for 3 seasons, and I went back to Redeemer FC. Takwa, started from Division 1 again, because Redeemer was a small club in my hometown, which I wanted to support my hometown with. So I dropped from the Premier Division to play for them, and God so good to us. We came back to Premier Division from the Division 1. So I played Redeemer for about some years. Then I traveled to Oman. I came back and played for Ashanti Gold. My contract ended over there, Oman. I signed for only 6 months, half season. I did well. They wanted to give me a contract, but it's like it was boring. I have the strength, I have the power, and I can dribble as well, and I have the speed too. So most of the times, most coaches use me as a striker, like spearhead, but I prefer playing attacking midfield. But my most games I've been playing, even Ashanti Gold here, I've been playing attacking most. We were trying our best, but I think our best was not enough. We were facing difficulties, playing good, and it don't end well. Our results were very poor. Things were difficult on the beginning of the league. I would say we started well. Our first 3 matches was very good. People were cheering us up. All of a sudden, I don't know where it started from. Then the team spirit went back down totally. We were fighting, we were even struggling to even win a match home. Well, God is so good to us. Things have changed this game out. His encouragement is very great, and the mindset that he gives to us before the game, the way he prepares us before the game is very, very fine, and he gives us the strength and the mental toughness to fight to the end. Siki has been good since he came. He has done well for the club and for us, and especially for me, Hans. He talked to me a lot, how to position myself in front of the boss and how to move stuff. It's helping. We all want Ash Gold to stay because I Hans don't want to be a part of a team that will bring Ashanti Gold to the relegation. No, I don't want to. So I have to fight hard. And I know we are going to succeed. I want Ash Gold to be from the 4th to the 6th position after the league. This is what I want Ash Gold to be. But I would say they should keep on supporting us and play for us as they have started doing it. And I know we will never let them down. We deliver as they want us to do. You know, one thing I've learned in football is the fans always want the 3 points to be happy. But we are claiming that we are taking out money and the fame. But they only want the 3 points to be happy. So sometimes they become furious when we lose and something like that. It's part of it, it's emotional thing. So I would say they should keep on supporting us and we will never let them down. We keep on winning as we started the second round very well. I hope we end it very well too.
We are inching closer and closer to the end of the 2016-2017 Ghana Premier League season with 9 games to spare, given we are entering into week 21 over the weekend. Her knowledge in the game is always amazing, and talking to her, you will get to understand where I am coming from. Lucy Josinando is with me here as we bring you the all-ladies affair on the beautiful game. Lucy, you're welcome. Okay. It's an honor having you here. After 20 games, how has the league season been for you?
Well, if you ask me, I would say the whole thing has become unpredictable, because when you look at the previous seasons where a team is traveling away, you can confidently say that the team is coming back with no points. But looking at what some of the teams have been able to achieve on their away trips, I think it's become so unpredictable and very interesting. And if you look at the point gaps between the teams on the league log, it tells you that a single slip, then you are dropping to the red zone.
So let's go through the results we gathered from week 20. Diana Stars at home beat Great Olympics by a lone goal. Dwarfs also at home and were stunned by Asante Kotoko by Mahama. Inter Allies at home beat Bechem United. While Liberty Professional, though was expected, beat Volga All Stars by 3 good goals. While All Stars drew with Tama Youth, and Wafa at home continued their winning streak against Elmina Sharks when they beat them by a lone goal. Mediama SC took it to Thursday and beat Bekum Chelsea. As you look at today is an Ash Gold day, because we'll get to talk to Kotika Akunoor later. But this is Hans Coffie, and it's surprising. The first time I hear a player say, "My father was in support of me playing football," and so you get that he got that backing with a little education, and he came back to help Mediama. From Lions, you don't see players dropping from the Premier League to join the Division 1, but he thought, I come from Takwa and there's a team coming from my hometown. He went to Mediama, they came back to the Premier League, journeyed to Oman, and thought there's no other interesting league than the Ghana Premier League, and he came back. He gave us the first hat-trick of the season. And so, Hans Coffie, how has it been for you the last 4 or 5 games that Ash Gold has been on top?
I think his performance has been very impressive. As a player, if you are doing anything and you have the backing of the family, I think things go well for you. So I'm not surprised he's doing well with Ash Gold. I mean, no one can doubt the quality of Hans Coffie. Even though in the first round things were not really working for them, but the second round, I think CK Akunoor has done a great job on the mental fortitude of the players, I mean, in general. And for Hans Coffie,
he said that the encouragement, that's the bite CK has brought, and I think that it is pushing them up there.
You can see the impact is having on the players on the field of play. For Hans Coffie, I don't know, if not for their bad performance in the first round, I think he will be in contention for the Golden Boot, but it's not too late. I mean, in the second round, he scored a couple of goals with Daniel Guzia, so if he stays fit, I bet he can challenge Nicholas Jan of Ebusua Dwarfs for the Golden Boot.
This is an attacking midfielder, but you get that most coaches will want to use him as the arrowhead. Let's look at him in the Ash Gold setup. You think he's good when he's just the lone man up there, or marshalling the midfield and giving in those passes to get the goals?
You know, for attacking midfielders, some can play as the main striker or as the main target man. And in Hans Coffie, he can do both. He can play behind a striker, or he can even be the main man in every team he plays for. So it has to do with goal scoring ability. So a player of his caliber, it doesn't matter where you place him on the field, he's able to give off his best and then he gets the goal for them. So for me, I think for Hans Coffie, just put him up front and then he will do the job for you.
What would make a player say, I'm in the top flight, I'm playing for Heart of Lions, and we know what they were doing when they were in the league, and say, okay, I decide to go back to Takwa, sit at home for like 6 months, and decide that this is a club from my hometown, Mediama SC, come on, let's qualify to the Premier League.
He's a loyal citizen. he loves where he comes from. He loves the team, and I believe he knew what he had in him, and then he wanted to help the team from his community, and he actually did that. He really helped Mediama in his time with Mediama, and he brought that to Ash Gold, and he's really helping them. So for some players, they love to be in a team from their community. So for me, there's nothing wrong with it. Some wouldn't stay loyal. We have players who are very loyal and then would prefer to play for a particular club because the club is from the hometown or that's where he or she comes from. So for me, there's nothing wrong with it.
So clearly loyalty has a limit, but we will remain loyal to you and bring you all that you need to know concerning Ghana Premier League without moving an inch. And we are on your Facebook page on the Beautiful Game TBG, and also log on to our YouTube channel on the Ghana League TV. After playing for the Ghana national team, CK Akunoor took up a very lucrative and very enterprising job with Dreams FC, who introduced some level of great professionalism into the Ghana Premier League just for a season, but saw the need to go back to the minors, this time as a manager to help them out of the drop zone. And after 6 games, he has 5 wins and just a draw and is yet to lose. CK Akunoor said he took that job by faith, knowing it was a very difficult venture he was going into.
The fact that you played before does not mean you can coach. You know, just as the fact that you've not played before doesn't mean you can't. I mean, some of our coaches have never played, but they were wonderful coaches, and so as players who have also done well. Zidane is just a good example. So it's good, but it's difficult. I decided to do an academy as I was coming to the end of my career with a friend. And anytime we come down to Ghana, I am the one who tried to coach the boys, and the friends told me, look, don't do anything else than coaching. He encouraged me, and I never looked back. It's been good, but it's been a lot of, I've had a lot of obstacles, challenges. You know. It's because of our part of the world. You know, I played in Europe for almost 20 years, and what I've learned there is not as easy to bring it down here. And so that is a big barrier. And so it's been challenging, but I've never looked back. Once I've decided I want to do this, I want to do it to the highest level. Whatever it entails to be a better coach, I will do it in terms of papers, certificates and all that. I've been fortunate, I've done a lot of attachments in Europe. I have the license A, and I'm looking forward to do the pro license. That is the ultimate, and so I will do it to the highest level. I've made a lot of experience, especially with the traditional clubs, Living-wise, Hearts of Folk, and it's been a journey of ups and downs. But what is important is, once I'm down, I try to lift myself, and I thank God for all this. God has been good to me. I never knew I could get that far. I've not done anything though, but where I am, I'm satisfied, I'm happy, and I'm learning. Every now and then I'm learning. I want to be educated about this game. I want to learn more. I want to know what it is to be a better coach. Also, what is also important, key issue is how to deal with the players. Again, you cannot compare Euro players and African players. The mentality is totally different, and sometimes it needs time. It needs time to develop them. Once you want to develop, you've got to be patient. And God has taken me to that level. I'm still learning, but I'm a better coach as compared to the time I started. With Dreams FC, we have a solid foundation. Now, once you know the foundation is solid and it cannot be shaken, you can always go and come back. You understand? And this was a need. Ash Gold needed help. They needed an assistant. There was no coach. they needed somebody, and I've played there before. And this was discussed between my colleagues, in terms of Samia J, Yawa Champon, and the rest. So we discussed it, and once they are interested in me, because Achama had a chance to coach there before, so I spoke to him, and I think it is fair to say that once a club that you played there before and struggling, if there is anything you can do at all, and so I took that mantle. It's just faith. Faith. Going there, I knew it was difficult. I knew in the sight of man it's impossible. But in the sight of God, it's always everything is possible. We've seen good signs. We're not done yet, but the good signs, and we want to enjoy it and continue to work hard to achieve the impossible. One of the options I took when I got there was to meet the fans, the supporters. It was very important that I meet them and let them know. They must understand the problem, what we're going through. The team is going down, and this team does not deserve, with the facilities that we have, does not deserve to go into the first division. Therefore, let us change our attitude. Let us, all of us, let us change. These sources or this 1 or 2, 3 victories, it's not just me. Everybody is involved. The supporters, management, playing body, and of course the technical man. And so let us do it. And they understood the concept, they understood the idea. Now, if they are angry and they want to insult the players, instead of doing that, they start to clap. The players started to get motivated about these things, and they see it and they talk about it. It's a lot of things, and that was a big plus. And so then they said, once they are doing this, then we must also give them something, I remember there was a match, we went into the first half to the dressing room without a goal. We were to the 0-0. But when they were going, the fans started clapping for them. And I used that to tell them, look, it's all what they've done. You've never seen this in a long time. Come and go back there and do something. And they understood that. And they went in, and fortunately for us, we won that match. And so this is how it is that. I mean, management are also doing their part in terms of players, arrangement, and a lot of things. Technical men, we are also working hard to get on track. The players also understand it. And so together we are doing this, and hopefully by the end of the season we'll be safe. Now we are a bit out of the zone and want to continue to work hard. I'm happy I have good students. When I bring something on board, they pick it very, very fast, and it's going well. We've gained a lot of confidence to play, the ability to score goals, to create chances, and so we are very happy, and we thank God for all these things that we've achieved in a very short time. I came here for a purpose, and the purpose is to make sure we escape relegation. Once it's done, that's been achieved. Then we'll look at the rest of what the idea, what we want to do, and I'm hoping that we'll come out victorious. Victorious means escape relegation, and we'll all be happy. The fans will be happy, and then we'll see the way for it.
LJ, as she's known in the media circles, is my guest, and she's still here with me. But Lucy, how does it feel when you're appreciated for the little you do?
It gives you some kind of energy to do more. Yeah.
Okay. So CEO of Tricky Treats, Melissa Darko, and her crew have taken it upon themselves to honor our players on their birthdays with some exciting packages. So just watch out. We might just be at your training grounds, wherever you are, to give you that surprise in weeks that are yet to unfold. And just when CK Akunoor, you are so comfortable in your home, like Dreams FC gave him. I felt that they gave him the luxury to work and just have everything at the disposal. You have left traditional club with those pressures from Hearts of Oak. You did it with 11 Wise, and say, okay, I want to go to struggling Ash Gold, and he's doing it.
Well, I think I had the opportunity to speak with him, and then all he said was that he just needed the supporters to understand what he's come to do, and then that's what really working for him, because he's having the supporters behind him. He has the spirit of the supporters, the community supporting him. And it's very important in every club. If you have the supporters and the spirit of the community supporting, I think things work in your favor.
He's played there before, played a role in accepting him.
He's a legend in Ash Gold. Yes, he's a legend there. And then we've all seen his exploits with Dreams FC. And we know what he's capable of doing. So he just needed to get to the supporters and then get into the minds of the players. And now the players are motivated, the supporters are behind him.
Because there's less pressure in Ash Gold. You look at Sika Akunoor.
There's a lot of pressure. Because last two seasons,
now with Ash Gold,
last 2 seasons, they won the league.
Yeah.
They couldn't, keep the title, and Wow Stars took the trophy from them. We start this season and everyone was expecting Betway came on board. We have other sponsors also coming in, and yet things were not really working for them. So for me, I wouldn't say there's less pressure.
The most branded club in the
I remember when they were going to Africa, they had this nice African wear. Everything was nice. So for me, if you tell me there's no pressure, I won't agree with you in any day. There's pressure, but he has decided to keep
managing
it
a traditional club,
it comes with
different.
pressure. It comes with pressure. The fact that it's a traditional club
he's
means,
along the way.
yes, we can say that he's matured now. So this time around, he doesn't need to succumb to the pressure. He just needs to handle the pressure, know to go around the pressure that comes with managing a traditional club. And like I said, the most important thing is to get to the fans to support what you intend to do for the club. Get the players to also understand that the situation they find themselves in doesn't befit a club of its nature, so they need to lift their game. And I think for me, the players are motivated psychologically. That's why we are seeing what we are seeing. How many matches now they are yet to concede even a goal? Come on, he's done a great job. He's done a great job. It's not easy, a traditional club. And I remember Coach Hayford, Bashir Hayford will tell you, the supporters were just putting so much pressure on him, but he has learned to handle the pressure and get the supporters to understand the project he is doing now. That's how come everything seems to be very calm in Obuasi, and now the results are coming. So definitely the pressure will go down a little bit, but there's still more pressure.
Just when look at Sika Akunoor, is it not just the fact that he got the players to play for him? Because these are the same boys when Bashir Hayford was around. So what has really changed?
I said earlier on that he came and then he identified where the problems were.
So what exactly are the problems with Ashko?
When you talk of the playing body, I think he had the spine, but it was a little bit tilted. So he just needed to straighten the spine of the team. So he brought in the veteran goalkeeper Jojo to be a pillar at the back there for them. He brought in Akunoor from Kumasi, Asante Kotoko. He was with him at Dreams FC, so he knows what the guy can do. And then he brought in Theophilus Nyami to stabilize the midfield. And then remember, hello Kweku, Eric Opoku is also back in the team. He's played the team before. He's played in Africa, so he has the experience and then the exposure. And then so he brings in some kind of calmness in the midfield. He just does the supply to the attackers, and then Theophilus Nyame does the dirty work for them. So you look at the quality of Hans Coffie. You talk of Daniel Goza, talk of Shafiu Mumuni. All these guys they are quality players. On a good day, they will deliver. So he just needed to get the supply to them. And now he is doing that. There's stability in the midfield. In all the Ash Gold matches they've played in the second round, they take hold of the midfield. Once they get hold of the midfield, trust me, it just goes up front, and then the attackers, they do the job.
So what will Sika Akunoor do, right? They want to survive. They want to at least be in the... I was surprised they didn't say they want to be in the top four. They said they want to be at the fourth and sixth position.
Course, obviously where they find themselves, they want to be in a comfortable position for now. But it's possible, looking at how they are playing, if they continue with the fine form and then the fine performance they are giving in the second round, look at the points gap. It's not so wide. The difference is just small. So if they continue hoping that the others will slip, why not? They can fall in the top four.
And we are inching close to the end of the Ghana Premier League with 9 games. and we are inching closer and closer to the end of the 2016-2017 Ghana Premier League season with 9 games to spare, given we are entering into week 21 over the weekend. Her knowledge in the game is always amazing, and talking to her, you will get to understand where I am coming from. Lucy Fernando is with me here as we bring you the all-ladies affair on the beautiful game. Lucy, you're welcome. Okay. It's an honor having you here.
It's an honor as well.
Okay. So after 20 games, how has the league season been for you?
Well, if you ask me, I would say the whole thing has become unpredictable, because when you look at the previous seasons where a team is traveling away, you can confidently say that the team is coming back with no points. But looking at what some of the teams have been able on their away trips, I think it's become so unpredictable and very interesting. And if you look at the point gaps between the teams on the league log, it tells you that a single slip, then you are dropping to the red zone.
So let's go through the results we gathered from week 20. Diana Stars at home beat Great Olympics by a lone goal. Dwarfs also at home and were stunned by Asante Kotoko by Mahama. Inter Allies at home beat Professional, though was expected, beat Volga All Stars by 3 good goals, while All Stars drew with Tama Youth, and Wafa at home continued their winning streak against Elmina Sharks when they beat them by a lone goal. Mediama SC took it to Thursday and beat Bekum Chelsea by 3 goals to 1. But that one that I watched with you was at the Accra Sports Stadium when Akahato folk were beaten by Ash Gold by a lone goal in the first half.
Well, honestly speaking, if you look at obviously, Kumasi Asante Kotoko versus Mediama is the game of the week. Kotoko really showed us over the weekend that indeed they are back in spirit, they are in full strength. It's possible Kotoko can do it. If you look at the form they are in now, Steve Pollack, I think he's done a great job on the boys. There's the desire now to push, go beyond their limit, and then make something for themselves as players, because if you look at the squad Kumasi Asante Kotoko can boast of now, I mean, someone can also argue, but they have the best players for now in the league. But having best players is not just a mere saying. The pitch must also tell.
There will be still some fun in Obuasi. 2 coaches that have been nominated for Coaches of the Month. Rasmussen is traveling to play Sika Akunoor.
It will be a difficult game for Ash Gold, because we know what Wafa are capable of doing this season. Gone are the days when they go away and then they struggle. But this time around, they've learned to play even on the rough pitches. But trust me, CK Akunoor and his boys are going to get the result, because they really need the result to stay out of the relegation zone. The point gap is not so wide among the teams, so a little slip, then you are dropping. And I don't see Ash Gold dropping a point in that encounter. If it were an away match, it would have been a different story. But playing at the Linkley Sports Stadium with the supporters behind them, trust me, yes, Wafa will try to prove stubborn, but Ash Gold will get
the United and expatriate coaches, so that they always go on holidays and don't come back. How do they leave the club? But I don't think that will be a bother for Accra. So folk having been beaten at home by Ash Gold, they travel to Bechem.
In the first round, the season of Heart of Folk turned from that particular encounter with Bechem United at the Accra Sports Stadium. Yeah, that was when they picked all 3 important points, whipping them by 4 goals. Honestly, I think they took Bechem United by surprise with their performance, and that really helped them in subsequent matches. Going to Bechem, it's a difficult venue for Accra House of Folk. So let's just hope that they will put the defeat behind them, go to Bechem, and then turn the season around for them. Bechem would want to revenge that defeat.
But is it the right time to throw in more for coming after that stressful journey?
I think the coach will be making a mistake if he really wants to get the best out of Winfo Kobna. I think this is the time for the gentleman to have some rest, because traveling all the way to US, and you know, he has Black Stars B assignment as well.
That he didn't take part in any of the games.
But he took part in training. He traveled. I mean, it was stressful. We all heard what happened in the arrangement, traveling from here. I mean,
is that not what makes you a good footballer? Be ready for every
of course,
every
you
game.
need to be ready, but physically and mentally, players must also be prepared. And if you're a coach and then your player travels in and out, I mean, even before the Black Stars assignment, he was on the Black Star B, traveling to Prampram, coming back to the club. So I think Winford will need some time off, even though his services will be needed in that particular encounter. But for future benefits, I think it will be prudent for Hasselfolk to rest him.
So I'm just saying, all too soon we have to end it here. But for me, I am very thrilled. I know our viewers are also intrigued with your level of understanding into our Ghana Premier League. Thank you for your time today. Okay. We'll continue this run next week. But don't forget, it is the beautiful game TBG on Facebook. And log on onto our YouTube channel on the Ghana League TV. Trickle Treats will be at your venue, will be at your training grounds. When you see the cameras, just don't run. We are in to surprise you on your birthday, and we will make it big. So this is how we end it. My name, Abigail Senasosu. Let's do this again on the beautiful game.